been sitting in a race and I know that I misbehaved the time.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ito, and even though the Super Bowl might be over, the action for all of tonight is sure as hell not. I mean, this is going to be a pretty impressive match between Savage and FakeOut Nation. Both teams have had their stumbles in the season so far and are really looking to. I've said it so many times before, but it still rings true, especially for this match. Both teams are still looking to make a name for themselves. FakeOut Nation is currently 3-2, and the same story with Savage. And unfortunately, it was Savage who just came off of a loss. I believe they lost 16-6, so not exactly the most convincing scoreline either, versus SKDC. And I was talking with one of the players of Savage before that SKDC match, and they had really high hopes heading into this one here. But Savage definitely have something to prove. FakeOut Nation, though, they're on a positive upswing, I should say. They just got hot off of a win versus, I can't even remember the acronym, but it's like PWMD Gaming or something like that. It was a 19-16. It was kind of a nail biter. I didn't get to check the VOD for it, but just what the scoreline would suggest. And we are just going to go ahead and hop right into things with a default from Savage. As you see, temperatures pushed up a little bit over towards long hauls, and two players are dedicated over towards art side and Valens as well as Jet. FakeOut Nation are going to be going towards apartments right now, so Temperature will be the one who will be making first contact. Viz, first face, Temperature won't even bother to take a pick. He's just going to go ahead, jump into pit, and try to fight at a little more of an advantageous angle, I should say, for him. Valens is now rotated towards the site here, and Secret Agent is on his way over to Temperature. Is delivering in spades, though. It's going to be able to pick up 3, searching for the 4th. Only has 1 more bullet to do it, and luckily Jet will come in to save the day, and that is 1 clean pistol round from Savage as they only lose a single player, Valens, and what a hot start. Temperature, again, in some of the past matches, Temperature hasn't exactly had the best performances, so if he can get off to a hot start and just kind of get the ball rolling early on in Inferno, maybe we could see him start popping off. That pistol is one amazing way to start things off. Round number 2 in play. Savage are choosing not really to buy much into this here. 2 upgrade pistols, otherwise Glocks around the board, and no utility to speak of either. Secret Agent will toss a nade over towards bottom banana, not tree, surprisingly, and because of that, Micro stays alive for the time being here. Another jump spot will give away his position, and Secret Agent will try to capitalize upon it. Tags through the smoke, is trying to desperately spam through and save his teammate, but it's all for naught here. Flanked from all angles, Quick is finally able to respond with a single kill. That's most likely anything, or the only thing that's going to be going the way of FakeOut Nation at the moment here. Insky siphons another player right into his loving arms, his loving crosshairs, and Jet will also complete the job with a 2K of his own as well. So clean second round. As expected from Savage, and again only 1 player dropping. This time it was Temperature to fall. But it's not too shabby, all things considered. Now we'll see guns being put into play here. FakeOut Nation, that save, even though it didn't really amount to much of anything in terms of kills nor bomb plants or anything, it still is enough just because the T-Eco is so damn good to let them afford guns. Meanwhile, Savage, they've still kept a couple of these force-up rifles, or force-up SMGs, I should say, to the table. Jet with an M4 is just going to be calling out that, hey, there is a Krieg over at mid, but somehow chooses to peek into it anyway here. Insky now has a lot on his shoulder because his teammate, Secret Agent, has just fallen over towards the B site. FakeOut Nation go up 5v4 very early on in this round, and I say very early on, even though there's a little over a minute left in play, just because there's almost no information gained by Savage on where the rest of FakeOut Nation are. Their best bet is going to be over towards B. Insky wants a sidle over towards Flower Pot at the moment here. Playing around the smoke, though, will be Micro. Knows that 1 player is located over towards CT, so we'll choose to pre-aim it. Insky has to decide to smoke and back off, leaving Valens left to anchor. Bomb is still down for FakeOut Nation, and this is important. Micro looks all the wrong places at all the wrong times. Valens will still choose not to take the fight, and when he does, he's going to lose it, unfortunately. Luckily, Insky is there for a return frag, but it's a bittersweet feeling. Now it's a 2-on-3. favoring FakeOut Nation here, so they've come out on top of most of these trades so far, FakeOut. Now we'll just have to get this post plant taken care of. Temperature will most likely be boosting Jet on top of Flower Pot at the moment, give them a little bit of an alternative angle on top. Jet will actually be the boosty this time, but they're watching for it perfectly here. Tags right on mark as per usual. Finds Jet and takes him out of the equation. Now it's Temperature. Stuck in a hard spot. Just tries to save this AUG. But FakeOut Nation were able to execute onto the B site so easily, and it was really just because they got that early pick over at the top of Banana. Secret Agent just falling immediately. Insky did the most he could, getting that refrag, but I mean, with an MP9 in play, there's only so much you can really do. Advance, yeah, Insky's on a team with Valens and a bunch of other really good players. Insky's making it, man. Seriously is. Savage now up still 2-1, so they still have the round advantage, but FakeOut Nation, that first gun round does go their way in the end, and it's not going to be a pretty buy. It's not going to be a very pretty buy, I should say, for the CT side at the moment here. Lots of utility being spammed down Banana with a late need to be included from Valens as he looks for a dunk. Does a healthy amount of damage. Look at that. Tags down to 43 HP, and that can really pay dividends because Valens has that pistol. He could use all the help that he gets to convert those kills. And speaking of converting kills, Micro is able to entry not only one, but 2 players in. It's actually Tags to steal a second player in, but now they're going to go ahead and try to fake out the B bomb site. They're expecting rotations to come on over here, but Savage are not budging. They still have Jet with that AWP in his hand over towards A, and FakeOut might have just big brained themselves into a tough situation here, because now the stack has fully dedicated its way over towards A here, with Valens joining the party now. Execute will begin. First player will be Jet to make contact with Viz over towards Boiler. If he searches for the shot and gets it, he might have a chance. Peeked out. Jet, unfortunately, isn't quite on the mark, but luckily Temperature is, and that's a hot start that I was talking about. He's able to find a double. Valens checks in as well with a single frag to his name and gets a double, and it's just a cleanup crew for Savage. A 5 versus 3 made into a 3 versus 0. The CTs just completely obliterate. Advance says, wasn't Insky just an IM or main not too long ago? Last season, he was with actually the same exact roster in Open, and they made it second place. They lost to UF Naboo. So they got promoted straight to Advance after their second place Open finish. Flash down Banana, Secret Agent. Go ahead and lead the charge. Interestingly enough, I want to bring up again, Secret Agent is down Banana all by his lonesome here. I'm sure FakeOut Nation have to expect this just because of how they're playing around Banana. They're not really dedicating any players, plus that deep smoke really gives away that Savage are going for something sneaky, and they'll choose to rotate a player over as well. So FakeOut Nation, if they dedicate over towards A, they might run into a stack of CTs not only once but twice now, and this time FakeOut Nation have even less artillery to do it with. Valens looking for a boost on top. Insky's holding down Arch, and they're actually going for a CT wrap. Or are they? No, they seem to have second thoughts. Fake out the CT wrap, and honestly, that might not work out in their favor whatsoever here, because now they're just going to be walking the Savage's crosshairs as they struggle to find any kills. Temperature has been so damn good so far, but unfortunately, he won't have any more chances left in the round, leaving it up to Secret Agent, who's slow on the rotate. As a desperation came through, he'll now be stuck versus 2 players, both of which are hiding in pits, so if he could divide his fight, theoretically, this just might work out for him, but it's not looking very likely, even less so considering that Savage doesn't really seem to be on the round in paper, and FakeOut Nation had some conflicting thoughts about how they pushed up mid, but it seemed to work out perfectly. They won all the duels that they needed to, and it worked out perfectly for them, so they're keeping it competitive on this T half. Not too shabby indeed. Temperature is currently 8-2. Very good start from him. Definitely the shining light at the moment. Secret Agent, one of the players to watch for this team, is unfortunately having a little more of a lukewarm start. 1-3, but I mean, we're still early in the game. We're still early in the series, and my lord, Savage, they just decimated them with those grenades. Valens gets an AWP pick on top of it as well. Interestingly enough, Jet decided not to pick it up. Now Secret Agent with his teammate boosted on top of Flower Pots will go ahead and just try to play bait for his team. Surely they're going to be able to check Flower Pot, so indeed they are, and the shot doesn't miss either. Now Secret Agent will just try to hold down the line with the P250 as much as possible. This round went from a very favorable situation for the CTs to one that's starting to really slip away from them. They got off to an amazing start after that initial pick as well as that massive amount of HE damage, but both the players since have found a kill. Tags and Micro. They're still low, sure, and they're still within, you know, one tap range of those FAMASas and even the Eagles. But still, this becomes a very tough situation for Savage to be stuck in. Jet will just go for a post, or excuse me, an exit frag, I should say, over in CT. But FakeOut Nation are being secure about where they exit to. Banana will be their destination of choice, and that will be 3-3. So early on in Inferno, again, as I mentioned, FakeOut Nation are keeping it competitive, and I'm being relatively sold on these force-up rounds by them. They seem to have a good read on the scenario, and they're able to really break this kind of neutral. These defaults that Savage have set up over towards, whether it be Banana or at the top of mid or even towards apartments in some cases, even though Temperature has done a really good job at closing it down. Do a good start on that to be sure, but Savage will go ahead and put together a good amount of cash. The guns that they saved try to do a little bit of a dent in the T's economy at the moment. It's not looking good. Their offer already falls. Temperature trying to hold down the line in apartments will have no luck either. Third rotate in will be Valens, but he only has a P250 to his name. And now from here on out, it should be just kind of courtesy frags for FakeOut Nation. It would kind of be impressive if Savage were able to get away with more than a single or maybe a double frag, considering just the sheer amount of artillery. Shot miss from Micro gives away his position. He'll peek out for seconds, get away safely. The retake will not begin at all from Savage. They're just going to go ahead and try to place themselves behind these smokes, making it a little bit tougher. Op has been retrieved from Valens, so maybe he could get an easy exit or two. But it's looking less and less likely as time goes on. Insky and Secret Agent will get away with their minimal investments in, and Valens looks to cause damage, but does he not know that there's a player scarily right behind him? Valens takes down Tags, who's hiding in pit here, and now he just walks towards bomb and kills himself. Well, that's unfortunate. It really do be like that sometimes. So Op will not be saved into this next round. Unfortunately, Valens was kind of stuck with, you know, between a rock and a hard place there. Kind of hard to save your gun when you kind of have this giant bullseye on you. Smoke down towards Banana. And FakeOut Nation are scared away by it for the time being. They won't try to push it, nor even spam through it, interestingly enough. Instead, they'll just shift their attention over towards mid. Temperature is being careful not to peek just yet. Again, he's been really good so far. But maybe this is just too tall of an order. This is a location that you often see Jet play, and Temperature peeking out right behind the small top will not only find one, but a second one before he eventually falls. So this is looking good for Savage at the moment. But be careful with your aggression, Secret Agent, or it might get punished even harder. He barely scrapes away with 19 HP to his name, plus a refrag through from FakeOut Nation. Makes this a 3-on-3. And now we're right back to that neutral game with about a minute left in play. Jet is anchoring over on that A bomb site, while Insky and Secret Agent have decided to gamble stack over towards B. However, FakeOut Nation, they could still take this wherever they want. They could even go for a CT wrap, which I don't even think would be a bad option whatsoever here. All of them are just kind of going up as a conga line here. Any sort of utility that gets thrown will completely give away the situation. Secret Agent surely must have spotted one. Jet is going to have an absolute travesty of a time on this A bomb site. And now they aren't even going to bother FakeOut, or excuse me, Savage. They're This retake in this round is so done and dusted, and it was in such a clean fashion as well. FakeOut Nation really didn't have to use almost any of their utility whatsoever. You know how tags and quick both have a healthy amount. They'll use a couple of those smokes just to secure, you know, a safe scenario for them. But Inskee's already well on his way to saving over towards B. The Secret Agent is just looking for a little bit of prod damage. Soon they're gonna get a little bit of a jump on the situation. Secret Agent falls. Niche is watching that angle. Why wouldn't he? Now just save the Krieg for, or excuse me, save the M4 for a rainy day. FakeOut Nation go up on 5, and now it's been a little bit of a drought for Savage. They haven't really been able to piece together many rounds, and their economy is starting to reflect that. Sure, they have that full loss bonus coming through, but only one gun saved. Forcing is kind of a hard thing to justify at the moment, but I'm not sure if it would be in their best interest even. Well, actually, force up with some pistols down to about 2,000 would get them a healthy buy into the next coming round, so that actually probably is in their best course of action here. Let's a little bit of utility being expended as well. You see 4 Molotovs, interestingly enough. It's often something you see in CT Inferno during force ups. Make it 5 Molotovs now, so through the fire and the flames, Savage look to carry on and get a 4th round. I would imagine we're going to be seeing mid-aggression and banana aggression, just based around these Molotovs. So this could be a little bit interesting from Savage. Will it convert into a round? That's a completely different question, and a question that I don't think anybody really knows the answer to other than FakeOut. There's those Molotovs coming into play here. 2 of them go out at the moment. Actually, 3 of them, excuse me. Valence has also tossed his. FakeOut Nation will not budge, though. Now smoke is through. Inskee, man with the M4 and the head armor, will now just back away for the time being. And now a good amount of the grenades are already expended, and this becomes significantly harder for Savage to try to come out on top of. FakeOut Nation are very healthy. They can go for a full execute onto this B site and just clear out every single angle. So it's not a problem for them. Savage, it's not that they have a lot of pressure on their hands here. This is not exactly a round they're favored to win by any stretch of the imagination, but FakeOut Nation surely don't want to make it easy for them either, and Inskee, despite his best efforts, will fall after only getting 1 frag. Soon on the chopping block will be Secret Agent as he dies to shrapnel. It's a 3 versus 2, so Savage are keeping it competitive so far as they have a player over towards Graveyard and 1 over towards Grill who's actually fallen, and Jet can't quite hit the pistol shots either, and it's a clean round for the most part from FakeOut Nation. They dropped 2 players, sure, but that's, I mean, considering how much Savage really kind of spent to make that utility play work, it's not too bad. I'm surprised that we didn't see any aggression coming out on top of it, though. That seems like just kind of a, I don't know, it kind of seems like what you would want to do with Molotovs in that sort of situation. And, you know, pushing up towards mid can be really, really promising for CT sides as well. It's not something that you'd be going for as a default, don't get me wrong, but feels like it could have been good on an eco round like that when they really want to get themselves back in the game. Early nades don't exactly amount to much of anything either. In fact, they don't amount to even a single point of damage, so still a neutral game so far. Utility favored FakeOut Nation. A trade comes through from both sides. A tint of blue and a tint of yellow in the kill feed. So right back to an even scenario here. Jet found the first blood. Now we're at a neutral. Biz striking right back. The kill of his own. Currently now watches at mid. Looks like they're trying to set up for an A fake at the moment here. I'm not sure if Savage will be convinced just yet here. 2 of their players over on A are in anchor positions at the moment, though. So these rotates are going to be relatively slow from Savage. And this is where things become not only interesting, but worrying for FakeOut Nation as well. They could still take this A if they wanted to, FakeOut Nation. It seems that they're just trying to go for a double fake I feel like I'm saying the word fake so many times, but what can I say? They're truly living to their name. Insky will not budge though. Toss his Molotov out as a nice little welcoming mat, and now just basically siphon the kills into his crosshairs. So this is looking promising for Savage here. Still could go terribly wrong, and well, it almost did for a second. Luckily, the trade comes through. Not only Savage, but FakeOut Nation as well. Viz stuck in a 1-on-2, has absolutely no shot as Valens pushes through the smoke and takes advantage of the little time that they had to spare. And gets a free kill, practically. Viz, despite his best efforts, at 2K for the round, isn't quite able to close things out. And we see another pause come through. Don't exactly know who this is in favor of. I would imagine FakeOut Nation. Who knows? Either way, really went wrong from FakeOut there. I think they're just trying to pull off a double fake. Try to, kind of give a little bit of signs that they're going back to A or something like that. And they just go B. I know, it's surprising. It's crazy. Didn't end up working out in their favor. Savage just did not budge. And luckily, I think Insky's Molotov really, really saved that round. If Insky didn't have that Molotov ready, those kills for Secret Agent still might have gone his way. I'm not sure exactly how good that spray was, but it just made it all the much easier. It just took a single headshot after the Teezus walked through that Molotov, and time wasn't in their favor whatsoever. So, what can I say? Time is one dominant beast, and FakeOut Nation are kind of reaping what they sow, it seems. Unpause comes through. Hey, what's up, Mills? How you doing? Casting some Counter-Strike. See another round come through. Both teams will be able to buy up healthily, so that's not the problem. Do they go for a peek down mid? That's a real question here. Jet looks for it. Looks for any aggressive peek out, but unfortunately isn't able to punish any early aggression. Insky, however, is. He's able to find tags, and that double peek over towards mid. Jet ends up falling victim after he takes one. Now it's a 3-on-3 immediately, right off the bat. There's still well over a minute in play, and suddenly 4 players are out of the round. Still time yet. This could still go either direction. It does favor FakeOut at the moment, though, because Savage definitely have to split their defense in an unhealthy fashion, but Temperature doesn't give a damn. He's going to go ahead and find 2. Valens can't quite find the 3rd, though. He isn't looking the right direction, looking all the wrong places at all the wrong times. Rotation desperately comes through. Secret Agent tries to make his way up with a Krieg that he stole from a fallen terrorist. Now Viz, our player to watch, had an incredible game before. He's going to go ahead and try to repeat his performance. He's on for a quad at the moment. He's already found 3. Can he make it 4? Completely different question. Viz sets up over towards Library. A Secret Agent slowly creeps up here. Secret Agent has spotted it. Oh, but he might have just played with his food a bit too much here. He might not have the appetite anymore. Luckily, he hits the shot, though. Viz just quite isn't on the mark, and that's where that one-tap potential really comes into play and becomes so damn important. If Secret Agent had an M4 there, that could have been a completely different round. Huge ups to them. Secret Agent pulls it out at the last possible moment. He's been having a slow game, but luckily he makes his presence known. Let me read chat. Let's see. Mills says, chillin', just watching CS all night. This is going to be a good one. Yeah, I mean, it's like one of the actual few games that are going on today. I'm just happy that's a really good one. Always love watching some Savage. Taking a look at the stats for this first half so far, Temperature is leading the kill board at 106 for this entire half at the moment, so he's off to a pretty fiery start. Lots of utility damage. Look at that utility damage differential between Savage and FakeOut. That's actually very impressive. The usual suspects are there, though, Insky and Valens, but Secret Agent, I haven't even been noticing a lot of his utility usage, but sometimes just chucking a couple of grenades down Banana really makes all the difference, I suppose. Speaking of Secret Agent, the man who clutched the last round will only have an MP9 in play at the moment. Watching for a peek. He actually goes for seconds. What are you doing there, Secret Agent? You already saw a bullet. I don't want you to lose your life. Insky is just weighing over towards triple at the moment, and hello, what is going on there? Viz gets a frag on a pushing temperature, so his ADR goes down as a result, and Secret Agent, at the cost of getting tagged down pretty heavily, is going to just toss a nade in for a little bit of, again, kind of consolation damage. Oh man, that is one dunk of a nade. Poor Secret Agent. Now this is all up to Insky to hold down the site here. He has such a tall order to deal with here, but luckily his utility usage, his Molotovs have been so damn good, just by so much time. Unfortunately, he's still stuck over towards this coffin smoke, so he can't really find a lot of information to relay to his team. This becomes considerably harder for Savage at the moment. Also note that Viz is currently pushing through CT spawn at the moment, has heard Valens, looks to take the fight with him, and actually Valens will lose it. Now turning around, Jet surely won't be fooled twice. Now Jet is just going to have to hold down the arch all by himself here as the CT wrap comes through. FakeOut Nation, they actually have 2 cross. Jet, he's missed 2 shots now. He hasn't been able to connect on any of these bullets so far. It's a 2 versus 3. Bomb gets down with just barely any time to spare. And as the retake begins, it's already looking real messy for Savage. And real favorite for FakeOut Nation as well here. No utility on pretty much either side here. Actually, there's a couple amount of flashbangs, but with Jet having to be part of this retake effort, Insky isn't going to be able to use any of them, and Jet will just choose to save his M4 for another day. Becomes considerably harder when you have an op on a retake like that. And FakeOut Nation are just able to outlast Savage, it feels like. No smokes in play, no Molotovs to flush those players out of pit, and it's just kind of a weak attempt at a retake. Live and let live. Unfortunately, Savage will learn the hard way. You'll see them down 5-7. We only have another buy coming in. It looks like, yes, that is on the cards here. Insky, he's going to be struggling a little bit for money, and it's the same story with Valens as well. He's opted for a little bit more utility at the expense of only having a P250 to his name. Ever the IGL. Banana control being seized from FakeOut. Secret Agent, don't re-peek into this one. You haven't had the best luck at it so far. Peeking top bananas, this seems to be a death trap. And unfortunately, it also almost is for tags as well. Gets tagged down to 47 HP. And that actually means a lot. I've said it so many times, but I'll say it again. That puts him within one-shot range of not only the M4, but the MP9 and even the P251 as well. Or the P250 as well, I should say. So that could actually, pay dividends later on this round for Savage. Quick flurry of nades come through as FakeOut Nation still have that top banana seized. Bomb will slowly rotate its way in. Insky takes a dangerous fight over at the top of banana. It actually comes out on top of it. A reflash comes through and Insky is still fully blind though. Now Secret Agent has to play around the smoke, but unfortunately when there's smoke there's fire and he's going to hit the firing range. Viz capitalizes on it with a frag as well, and just like that the round is done and dusted. Jet and Temperature have no shot at making this retake happen. The rotates are so slow. Now FakeOut Nation can just kind of go for, a little bit of a sweet points for them. Just trying to take a couple of more guns out of Savage's hands. They have that full loss bonus about to come through. And so anything would really hurt Savage at the moment, especially getting that op out of the hands of Jet. And also, either one of these kills would be really massive, especially if they could get both. FakeOut Nation, keep in mind, their money isn't the healthiest as well, but it's looking a hell of a lot healthier. Temperature just re-peaks right into Viz's crosshairs, and he gets taken down. So that's, about $1,000 of utility put out of his hand, not to mention the M4 as well. So Jet, the only one left standing as the smoke fades. FakeOut Nation will officially win this half though with getting 8 rounds on the board. And again, anything at this point would really just kind of be icing on the cake for the T side as well. Savage, do they have any special plans this time around here? Jet will be actually boosted on top of Vinsky's shoulders for an aggressive peek over towards Banana, but they also get bombed pretty damn hard. Secret Agent down to a single point of health. I'm not even sure if the opportunity cost is worth it. It's kind of that sunken cost here. Secret Agent can't quite get much done with 1 point of health, but luckily Insky is. The crossfire is good from Savage for just a couple of kills. But from there, it's just looking real good for Savage. Or, excuse me, looking real good for FakeOut, I should say. Temperature has to hold down porch side, and he's already given away his location because of that smoke. Spams through, no chance. And now Insky. I guess really all he has to decide at this point is if he wants to save that AWP or if he wants to go for a dangerous retake. It's looking like the former. Almost no reason to go for this retake considering how unlikely it is. You know, with a max loss bonus, maybe it could be worth it, but just, it's so tough. Savage really haven't been able to get much of anything going at all. That aggressive top banana presence that Savage are desperately trying to cling on to is just not working out for them at all. I mean, what they did this round was a good switch up, don't get me wrong. I liked how they had Jet being boosted up on top of Insky's shoulders, but I also don't really know what Secret Agent was doing then. He went down to a single point of health if he was healthy and just kind of playing closer towards CT just to avoid that inevitable shrapnel. Or if he was playing closer towards top banana as well by sandbags, he could have had a little more of a chance. I mean, I'm just kind of the armchair analyst here. I'm not the one playing in advance. These players are all better than I'll ever be, but it can't help but I can't help but just kind of be a little bit confused about what Savage were going for with that top banana presence. Again, 3 players are dedicated over. Insky. No Jet this time. It's actually Valence taking up the mantle this time. Good nade through. And a good frag through as well. Jet has actually found one on a pushing niche over at top mid. Valence needs an HE. Practically swallows it. Micro is hurting as well, but again, Secret Agent, now he's tagged to 7 HP this time around here. Things are looking rougher and rougher for Secret Agent as time goes by. He had that 1 versus 1 clutch, sure, but it's kind of been tough otherwise for him. The usual suspects will anchor the B-bomb site while the remaining decide to put their way back over towards A. Bomb is not in the T side's hands at the moment. They could still take this wherever they would like. Micro will go ahead and retrieve the bomb. It's looking an awful lot like mid at the moment here. FakeOut Nation have Viz currently trying to prod over towards top mid. Bait out a shot from Jet, who's actually in a complete different location than what they expect, sitting in library at the moment. Playing contact over towards apartments. Temperature. He's been good for a very large amount of this game here, and as he sees the smoke comes through, he's going to go ahead and try to toss out a fake smoke, expecting him to be further away from pit here, but he's actually playing close. Jet is good for a single frag here, and Temperature is good for another here. Tries to hold down the line a bit too aggressively and unfortunately falls because of it. So it's going to be a bomb planted for FakeOut Nation, and 10-5 is looking awfully possible right now. This will have to be a really nice retake from Savage here because, again, FakeOut have been so good on these retakes, or excuse me, on these post plants, whether they've been disadvantaged or advantaged. It's still a 3 versus 2, don't get me wrong. This is still very much within the realm of possibility for Savage, and it's looking better. Just like that. FakeOut Nation, it's all up to Quick. Left versus 3 players, finds the first one, can't quite spray down the other 2, so it's a 9-6 deficit for Savage. And FakeOut Nation go up on 9, nearly up to those double digits. And I say it a lot, but I think this is one of the score lines where a pistol round can really decide the outcome of this match, even more so than normal. Because if Savage win the pistol round, I should say, and then win the, this kind of the follow-up and second round especially, I mean, this could be a completely even game. But if FakeOut Nation, it could be kind of a dominating scoreline if they come out on top of this pistol. So lots of important storylines heading into the second pistol here. FakeOut Nation versus Savage if you're just tuning in. Savage will now be on the aggressor T side. A lot for them to deal with. That's for damn sure. FakeOut. They've been off to a good start so far and have that ball rolling after their victory last week. And aggressive play from FakeOut Nation as well. Down over towards mid as well. Quick is able to find a quick 3 frags, living up to his name. 3 bullets as he chooses to reload. And I was watching the wrong player this whole time. I just didn't expect him to win all these duels. This is looking awfully good for FakeOut Nation now, unless some sort of incredible recovery comes out from Savage. It's just not looking likely whatsoever. He'll just go ahead and decide to hide in pit for the time being here. Savage have so much to deal with. They have absolutely no direction on where to take this round either. Becomes tougher and tougher as time goes on. Valens just peeks out a little over towards apartments. But Quick is definitely the man to watch at the moment here. Micro's first contact on that apartments player who will inevitably just jump out onto the balcony here. Jet, meanwhile, over towards Archway. Just tries to cause a little bit of chaos. Get a rotate over from FakeOut Nation over towards A. But little do they know, Valens is waiting in the apartments at the moment here. Time still works for Savage at the moment, but it's getting thinner and thinner as time goes on. Jet finally gets a kill and takes down Quick, the man who slaughtered all of his teammates. But Valens has no shot. Oh my lord, that was disgusting from Niche. Just picks up 2, and I didn't expect him to find that first onto Valens, and nor that second one onto Jet. That was absolutely disgusting. FakeOut Nation run away with that pistol round after incredible plays from Niche and Quick alike. And now Savage have a real rough buy they're staring down the barrel of. Becomes tougher and tougher for them to deal with. As they'll look to take their time. Jet. Just looking for a little bit of P250 damage, but I mean, this is just kind of your typical anti-eco FakeOut Nation. I mean, they shouldn't struggle with this whatsoever. They haven't struggled with almost anything else Savage have brought to the table. Why would pistols be the difference maker? They're starting to realize it as well. Micro finds a first and makes it a second one as well. He's just kind of lining his pockets with more and more money at the moment. He'll make it 4, and the only person that can kill him apparently is Tags, who picks up a 2K for all the wrong reasons. Now it's 11-6, so that free round has been essentially given to FakeOut Nation, but Savage will choose to buy up into this one. This is where things can start getting interesting. But this is a must-win round from Savage. Because even though they'll have that full loss bonus coming through if they lose this one, there won't be many more rounds to play with, and that's where things become a little bit scary. Secret Agent will be trying to entry in this time, it seems. He's towards bottom banana. So banana control has been seized very early on from the T side, excuse me. But it's all quiet on the western front here. 2 players, FakeOut Nation, are dedicated over towards B, towards top banana. Nice flash from Micro. Doesn't exactly bear the fruits that they hope for here, but Tags will go ahead and just work on everything. How did he find that double? I didn't even realize it. I thought maybe he got that refrag, but not the second one as well. Now this becomes worse and worse for Savage as time goes on. There's still a bit over a minute left, and they're already down 3 versus 4. FakeOut Nation can divide their players evenly, divide their hold evenly, and go wherever they wish. Savage have Temperature currently prodding out towards apartments at the moment. Insky, good spam through. Doesn't quite take down Quick, but it does a bit of damage. A little bit of wiggle room, perhaps, but it's not promising. Valens has the bomb, just tries to fake B for just a second, but this isn't really convincing anybody. Bomb will be brought over towards A, as Insky will be left to his own devices to take down any rotators from B. FakeOut Nation, that smoke completely favors them here, and what is this from Temperature? He's actually made his way all the way through CT as well. Now they just have to play patiently. They don't have much time to play with here, but Temperature will make it so they don't need any time to play with here. Tags is taken down as well, and how the hell have Savage managed to find a lifeline into this round here? They've completely given up CT control, and Temperature is just able to sneak on through. Out middle. Through the connector into CT like a speed demon, like a stealth demon apparently as well. Niche on this retake has no chance, and it's Viz now stuck 1 versus 3. How? Who could have expected that off of the 4 versus 3 that we just saw moments ago? Savage, unbelievable comeback into this round, are able to eventually steal it away, and FakeOut Nation have to be left stumbling after that one. How they managed to keep CT spawn open for so long and just allow that wrap rotate to happen. Huge heads-up play by Temperature to take advantage and capitalize on the situation immensely. Ended up netting them the round that they needed, and Savage, you know, just kind of biting at the heels of FakeOut Nation at the moment here, but FakeOut are no slouch either. They could easily force up into this one if they wanted here. They managed to save one AK from the previous round, so they'll only have that. Pistols across the board. Otherwise, they're going for a nade stack here, and this could be absolutely massive if things just generally go their way here. The nade damage isn't exactly what they're hoping for, nor are the pistols quick. I don't know what you're looking at, but that player was over towards Banana. Kills aplenty for Savage. They just line their pockets a little bit more, only dropping 2 players. I still have no idea what Quick was trying to aim at over there. But you know what? It be like that sometimes. That was basically a free round from Savage, though. That's something that you should have expected them to lose. Or to win, rather. FakeOut Nation, they're kind of giving it another shot, though. They're buying up a little bit more toys to play with here. Double scouts in play. Really, nade damage doesn't do much, and Jet already finds first blood onto tags, so looking better and better. These past couple of rounds, Savage are on the fast track to putting themselves up on 9 here. In Apartments, meanwhile, Secret Agent will push in, get tagged down to only 3 points of health. And now this is scary. Micro has actually just snuck up behind. What is this? Now Insky will turn around and luckily save the day for the time being here. But he's hurting a little bit, and so is Savage. Or excuse me, and so is Secret Agent, rather. But Savage just might have gotten away with this round thanks to the miraculous play of Insky keeping them alive. But it's really just been these very vital areas of the map just left wide open. Pause will come through, but I just want to talk about what happened there. First off, a couple rounds back, we saw Temperature sneaking through CT. I already mentioned that and mentioned how cool of a play that was, sure. But now it was mid this time, completely exposed. And I think that's a little bit worrying for Savage as well, because we saw FakeOut Nation try that just a round prior. And even though they only ended up getting 2 kills in that round with the pistols that they're equipped with, this time they're able to not only do it again, but actually almost find out a little more. If Insky didn't have such a good round, I mean, we could be seeing 12-8. So huge ups to FakeOut Nation for going for that aggressive mid play. Ended up netting them 2 kills, but luckily Insky was there to at least save the day for the time being. Now FakeOut Nation will bring all the big guns to the table here. Peek, not through mid, but a nade, actually. Jet will just be tossing out a few complimentary grenades over towards Car at the moment. Valens takes a little bit of burn damage as well. So now he can get dinked down. He's actually made his way top Banana as well here. Good flash comes through. Unfortunately, he's not ready for the player playing close, and Micro is able to not only capitalize on the situation, but get so much information as well. 5 versus 4, Savage on the back foot early on in this round here. It's just a bit too aggressive, it felt like, from Valens. Again, I'm just kind of the backseating caster here, but it feels like Valens should have had at least some sort of refrag in case things went wrong here, because if they double stacked, that could have been... I mean, since they did double stack, just Valens wasn't really able to get away with more than 1 kill there, even in the best of situations. Unless he got this crazy spray down. But luckily, Temperature, speaking of refrags, gets one, situates himself in the apartments, wants to rent out a lease for it, perhaps. Savage have bomb over at B. Might have second thoughts about where they go here. Insky's trying to fake a fake, and, well, that's one hell of a tongue twister. Savage is trying to fake a fake out against fake out. Can't get much more confusing than that. Temperature will now join the army, the artillery. Insky entries right in and just goes for a full spray. He's not done with the job just yet here. Bomb will get retrieved, and not much time to spare. Savage will get the bomb down safely in towards Grill. Molotov's a little bit off, and Jet is going for something aggressive here. So now this is again up to Temperature. I thought it was going to be up to Insky. Unfortunately, he isn't quite on the mark here. Reflash comes through. Temperature dodges barely out of the bullets, but he's on 61 points of health here. And this next one is going to decide. Oh, it's Niche actually coming out on top of it. Oh, he steals a round away. It was looking so good for Savage, but just peeking a bit too aggressively. They could have just sat on that their laurels, and that round would have gone completely differently. Unfortunately, the aggression ends up biting them right in the back, and because of that, FakeOut Nation go up on 12. Oh, it's a disaster, unfortunately. Savage The double digits evade them for the time being. It was looking real promising as they entered into the B bomb site, thanks to Inskee's initial, entry in, but the post play was just very messy. Inskee did the most he could, sure, but sometimes the shots aren't there in the way that they hope. Ends up leading them to a round loss and a 3-round differential between the two teams at the moment here. And Savage are going to go back to what has been working so far. 2 players dedicated over towards apartments with Temperature and Secret Agent. Quick rotate over. AWP in hand. Banana control. Solely in favor of the T side at the moment. Now Inskie has made this car his own. He's paying insurance for it. He looks to drive it all the way into the A site, perhaps. They just give up their B control that they had entirely and decide to take it over towards A. All hands on deck as they start pushing in slowly but surely. Quick. He's been really good on the op so far here. Now he has to hold down Arch. He hears a flash come through. Looks away at the right time and unfortunately looks away at just the wrong time to peek right back into it. Now he's just watching for a wrap. Savage will sit on their laurels as they rotate to the opposite side of mid here. So this is kind of smart. Secret Agent just kind of spamming through, waiting for his teammates. But this is all on Viz and Niche right now, and they will not deliver in the spades that they hope for. So 2 incredibly quick entries onto the A bomb site gives them much more time to spare in another post-plant position for Savage to be in here. And FakeOut Nation don't even want to bother going for this one here. It's a 4 versus 2. One that you're not favored to win whatsoever here, considering that they have no kits in play. And just because of that, Savage will eventually get onto double digits and stay alive in this game. They've struggled a couple of times, Savage, but seem to be piecing together some of these rounds at the end of the day. They don't seem to want to be chasing for these guns either. Their money isn't quite in the healthy state just yet. But nor is it for FakeOut Nation either. About $2,000 a player, with the notable exception of Viz. And, well, because of that, we might just see nothing but. They managed to keep an AWP here. What might be in their best interest is just having a bunch of players rush down mid or something like that, with Quick just kind of holding the line with an AWP, perhaps over towards B. Actually be tags. Go ahead and towards B. Quick, still with that op in hand, will choose not to take the aggressive pick here. This is still kind of a scary round from Savage, though. If Quick has another good round with the AWP, we could see this being 13-10, but it's going to require a miracle and really solid play from every player of FakeOut Nation here. Savage, again, they're heavily favored for this one here. No exceptions. Quick. Can't quite hit the shot that Woxic would hit. Unfortunately, he's tagged down to 48. Temperature is able to get an early frag over towards Apartment. So again, this Apartment's aggression has been really good from Savage in these past couple of rounds. It hasn't exactly been, massive frags or anything, but it's been giving them a lot of space to make these A executes happen. And speaking of which, I think we might see it again. At least they're faking it. FakeOut Nation with a current 3-1 setup at the moment. Won't soon be a 2-1 as quickly falls. With his AWP, Micro tries to pick it up, but unfortunately tries to micromanage all the wrong things and eventually falls. Secret Agent with a refrag on the niche as well, and it's a flawless round from Savage. So looking a lot smoother this time around, but I feel like at the same time that could have easily been a rockier round if some of those shots that they were hoping for connected. If Quick hit that one onto Valens in Mexico, if tags, or if Micro picked up the AWP and got that refrag, a lot of potential ifs. None of which actually came true, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, but it's a scary precedent if you feel like you're losing some of these rounds just based off of duels. FakeOut Nation, 4 smokes in play here. Looks like they just want to try to stall for time more so than anything else here. Plenty of Molotovs come through. Valens will try to peek right behind it and use a smoke of his own to take care of CT. Viz is going for his happy 1 deke spot. But this isn't happy hour. Now Micro's dancing right behind the smoke as well, as Viz has second thoughts about rotating over towards A. No contact made yet. Temperature is playing anti-flash, watching for a push of some sort from FakeOut Nation, but they aren't budging. Keep in mind where Savage are located over towards mid here. They've expended a decent amount of utility. FakeOut Nation here. All their smokes are gone here. Savage just jumps right into the smoke and adds his own to the picture. Valens is watching for him, rotates through apartments, and now the B site is completely vacated for the time being. Rotates would come through if Savage were to execute right now, and the longer they wait, the more chance that they have to retake this. FakeOut Nation have Biz pushing right through the smoke, but he gives away his presence as he is unable to find his way through. Valens is able to find one, and he's going to have a lot more coming his way. Unfortunately, he's not going to win the duels that he hoped for. Micro just pushes right in through CT. He goes for a Hail Mary play, but unfortunately, the Super Bowl is already over, so that doesn't work anymore. 3 versus 2, or excuse me, 2 versus 4. I can't spell, and I can't count either. And I can't think. And FakeOut, I can't even think about what just happened there either. Piss around didn't eventually work out in their favor whatsoever. Savage only lose a player, a single player. As we now have an even game on our hands here, 12-12. It's been a really good run of form these past couple of rounds from Savage, so huge ups to them. But at the same time, it feels like FakeOut Nation have never really had a strong foothold on their economy for most of this half either. They did win Pistol, yes, Vitas. I feel like I really messed up your name, so tell me if I pronounced that wrong or right. Anyway, they did win Pistol, but they just really didn't win many rounds after the fact. Savage have struck back with a passion here. Temperature's on 25 kills at the moment, and Valens with 11 kills and 11 assists as well. He will drop bomb over towards trenches at the moment. And look at this switch up from FakeOut Nation here. An aggressive banana smoke comes through, and the aggressive player is right behind it. Tags is just going to go ahead and make it his home. Smoke off. And leave it be. Rotate a player over, as well as Jet is able to find the first quick refrag from Niche as well, as he sat on top of the flower pots over at A. Unfortunately, he's only good for one and will be forced to give up his position, compromise his position for the time being here. But now FakeOut Nation have all hands on deck here. Bomb is planted, but this is still a very lethal round for both sides here. Whoever gets this first frag will really decide the round, in my opinion here. And Valens has a perfect opportunity to shut this round completely down here. Takes down Micro with a Krieg and gets away with dear life here. Finally, he'll get fragged out in the meantime here, but that bomb has already been ticked a decent amount of time here. FakeOut Nation could still easily make this push happen, but it's going to be a very tough ask considering Savage are no slashes by any stretch of the imagination. Tags isn't quite able to hit the shots that they need, but Niche sure as hell is. Finds one here, and it's Insky versus Niche in a 1 versus 1, and Insky will come out on top of it. Jordan Gonzalez keeping Arizona proud here as he wins the 1 versus 1 and puts Savage in the driver's seat for Inferno here. After such a dismal start to this half, and after such a dismal first half as well. Insky has to be feeling happy about that one here. FakeOut Nation, again, their money is in a bad situation. Again, they're stuck on the back foot this one. And Savage just might be able to get up on 14. See, 2 players are currently dedicated towards top banana at the moment here. Micro will have to go for a miraculous 1 deke if he wants to have a chance of putting his team solidly in favor for this round. Tags will be there as the second man. He'll actually find the first with a deagle. I thought he just died immediately here. He's actually only able to find 1, unfortunately. So it's not a crazy, happy deagle play at the end of the day here. Savage are now just going to go ahead and sit on their laurels, though. They don't need to push this one just yet. 8-3 doesn't do much of anything either, and I mean, what is this? Temperature is just playing anti-flash. I kind of like this. Niche goes down, and Temperature doesn't even have to expose or pop his head up through a car. Keep an eye on what Viz is doing at the moment, though. Oh, he unfortunately misses with the CZ75. Quick will rotate over towards A. Savage can take this wherever they want. They have absolutely no reason to dedicate to a site this early here. Except for the fact that the more time that they have to play with, the more of a chance FakeOut Nation have to get into crafty positions and potentially spoil the dinner. Spoil the surprise. However, Apartments has been evicted for the time being, and Viz is just left trying to chase down Valens, unfortunately. Soham is crafty and a slippery beast and will run away from Viz for the time being. Finds a frag on his way out as well. And Savage, it's another clean round for them here. Insky, the hero of the last round, the only person to fall for Savage too. And FakeOut Nation, I mean, they're looking so good for the entirety of this first half and even the beginning after winning that pistol. But unfortunately, from there on out, they've lost almost everything since. Also important to keep in mind that the economy hasn't exactly been the most stable for the CTs either. It's just sometimes so hard to get the money rolling in, as they're learning the hard way right now. Luckily, this will be one of their last chances, if not their last chance, to make this round, to make this game work. All hands on deck and all guns brought to the table. If you look at Savage's money, you see that they're so damn healthy at the moment. So much money to their name. You almost don't have to worry whatsoever. Micro looks to try to peek down over towards Banana and gets a free frag to his name at the trade of 40 HP left. That's a trade I would take 9 times out of 10. Especially when you're going up against AKs. Savage, for the first time in a while, are on the back foot of this. Let us spam through. Attacks and temperature. Now FakeOut Nation, how do they adjust their setup? You see they have a 3... Well, they had a 3-2 split, but now they can just kind of bring this wherever they want, because now Savage have almost nothing to play with here. The map control that they have has just been taken away, and Viz is able to win the duel on top of things as well here. Secret Agent looking desperately for some sort of refrag, but just looks away at all the wrong times. And where did this round come from FakeOut Nation? They look incredible all of a sudden. Their peaks are great, and the refrags are perfect either. Not that they need them. No other players have gone down yet. Bounds left standing. Versus 5. Bomb in hand. And, I mean, honestly, is it in his best interest just to try to save this gun, or does he just want to try going for the bomb plants? Going for a bomb plant would require a miracle. But he has the right idea. Jumps across, tries to spam own in over towards Coffin. Actually does a significant amount of damage to Micro here, but he's going to have to hit this follow-up, and it's not quite gifted to him. He's unfortunately looking all the wrong places, knows where both players are at the moment. He's trying to divide his fights, but time is not in his favor. FakeOut Nation are just kind of playing with their food at the moment here, so he's just going to go ahead and try to play it. That was honestly his best bet. I mean, it was that or die after time, so it looks silly, but it's probably the best thing to do in that sort of scenario. So FakeOut Nation just out of nowhere, just blistering pace brought to the table. Completely dominates Savage for that round. But will it work twice is a real question here, because a lot of that was back off the aggressive AWP play from Micro. I don't think that's going to work twice though, and they don't seem to want to, try it either. That Molotov kind of wards them away for the time being. Banana control not in their favor as much anymore, but they're going to need a little more fire when it came through. That that HE grenade does a healthy amount of damage onto Tags and Micro respectively, but again, it's at the cost of dropping a player. This time it's Valens. This is still a workable situation from Savage, but it's not very promising whatsoever. Money is also still okay for Savage. So even if they lose this round, they'll have one more buy-in, one more chance to make it 15 for them. But they're starting to run out of said chances here. Jet boosted on top of his teammate on half wall. Just perch through. Look for a CT angle. Unfortunately not given. Both the players on B site are currently anchored. Dark and new box. Smoke comes through over towards Coffin as well. 3 players of Savage towards top Banana as well, with the exception of Temperature, who's sitting elsewhere at the moment. Savage, take things slow. They don't want to rotate. They don't want to push in just yet. They know that they have Coffin secure for the most part. There comes the resmoke in, and the rotate most likely on top of it from FakeOut Nation. They are doubling up over towards new box as well. But when are they going to execute? 20 seconds left here. Who's calling the shots here? It feels like they're just going to finally make it a third time the charm. Rotates have already gone. Oh my god, come through. And Secret Agent and Temperature luckily are going to get the frags they need. That wasn't exactly the pretty spray. It made me verbally say, oh my god. But luckily they work at it in the end, so it's a 3 versus 4, and unfortunately, FakeOut Nation don't exactly look like they have a chance in this one here. They have 3 kits in play, but not much utility. This last flashbang is going to go up in the air very, very soon here. And if they don't find a frag off of it, then FakeOut Nation, their utility might dissipate as quick as their chances of winning this round. And they realize it as well. Unfortunately, just not given any entries. The utility usage from Savage is pretty clean, pretty pure, and well, the exit frags are actually really good. Viz gets 3 on his way out, so they're able to make it expensive for Savage, but does that really matter much? You're staring down the barrel of 15 now that Savage have in their favor, plus they have more money than he can even know what to do with. Savage aren't hurting whatsoever here. It's actually the complete opposite. FakeOut Nation are the ones who are kind of in a rough situation at the moment. Potential last round of the match here. It kind of was looking so good for FakeOut Nation. They still, like, I mean, FakeOut Nation, it feels like they just kind of strike randomly and have these incredible rounds. Like, I want to see more rounds like the one that we saw previously, because they look incredibly informed there. Aggressive play from Micro down Banana, which actually have Micro towards Banana this time. Unfortunately, not going for that aggressive peek. In fact, playing more passively than I think he has most rounds of this half. Maybe he's heard my criticism, though. Slowly peeks down Banana, watching for angles over towards spawn. Jet taken care of. Now this is firmly in the driver's seat for FakeOut Nation. They could easily make it 14 here. This will have to be an incredible execute. They have plenty of map control to work with here. That's not their issue here. But it's actually getting the frags that matters most. Insky dropping a smoke on through. Will do his best Stewie 2K impression. And just waddle on through. Or not. Has second thoughts. Keep in mind, FakeOut Nation are only just now bringing up a rotate. Good nade onto Niche, unfortunately. Makes things a little bit tougher for FakeOut Nation, but still they have that man advantage. Savage are just being given all the opportunities that they need right now. Finally, a rotate starts coming through from FakeOut Nation, and Savage are being slow to actually execute in. This gives FakeOut Nation a little bit of a fighting chance, but it's all dissipated in a moment's notice. Insky is able to take down one, Temperature with another, but Viz is still very much in the picture. He's able to find a double, not the triple, unfortunately, and I think this might be done and dusted. Savage just might put together 16. It was back and forth for a lot of this match, and it was looking so favored for them. But I think just at the last moment, Savage have started putting everything together. Insky wants to close it out with fashion, make it a triple to his name. He's having incredible game so far, and make it 25. Why don't you, Jordan? Incredible play from Savage. Puts them in the victory for ESEA Advanced Season 33. What a play from almost all players involved. I feel like everybody had their chances and really stepped up. Temperature, I'm not going to lie, he's been having some really rough games recently, but he has been impressing me a lot more recently. Huge ups to him to step up when it matters a lot. And, I mean, 30 kills. We didn't even go to overtime or anything. I mean, huge heads up to them. That's not an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ito, and if you guys are interested, feel free to drop a Twitch Prime or anything like that. But if not, I'm just happy that you watched the game. I hope you enjoyed. My name is Ito, and well, as you know, I'll see you very, very soon.